Good morning, dear friends. Bien le bonjour, chers amis. Good morning, dear friends, and welcome to this next lesson of our French program. Quel plaisir de se revoir. Vous allez bien, vous tous? Ça va? Alors, here we are once again with a new session, this lecture being the last one on se présenter. A quick recap here. In the earlier sections, we learned terms and expressions. Here we shall now learn some more new words and expressions and more information that would bring France closer to you. We saw a dialogue exchange between two people, if you remember, and a second one among two adults. Casual conversations that you saw in the form of dialogues. Next, you saw how to remark upon the weather and the role of accents and signs specific to the French language. We also did names of weekdays, followed by a little on indefinite articles and their use. In the culture and civilization section, we took a tour of some monuments and museums of France, and we even went down Alps and had a look at Mont Blanc. As your instructor, dear learners, it is my request once again to keep listening to the lectures, attached videos, and songs. Also, try repeating them all on your own, if possible, in front of the mirror. Record your voice and listen to it. You should yourself know how you sound when you're speaking the French language. So here we start our next lesson, part 1. Words, terms, and expressions. Je me présente. I present myself, I introduce myself. We shall learn here some more basic sentence formations, expressions about ourselves, simple words. Now, the next slide, if you look carefully, what are the kinds of information we are required to furnish when you are introducing yourselves? As I had told you once earlier, nom and prénom. Nom is your surname, that's nom de famille, the family name, or as here we often use the word title. What's your title? Nom de famille, that's the surname. Prénom is your name. Ramesh Kumar. Kumar is the nom de famille, and prénom is Ramesh. This was an example. You must understand well what is prénom and what is nom. Next come, quel est votre âge? Âge, that word is âge. Then comes, quelle est votre nationalité? Nationality, pays, or ville de résidence actuelle. You must be remembering I mentioned ville means city. Ville de résidence actuelle, present city of residence. Pays, that word is not pays, it's pays. Pays means country, current country or city of residence. And then you have profession. We shall have a separate lesson where I give you the names of different professions. For the moment, I just wanted to give you an idea of the kind of information you could be required to furnish while abroad, while in France or any other Francophone country. So this is the kind of the structure of the pro forma or the form if you are ever needed to fill one, either at a hotel or the airport or any other official information that is required of you. You should be able to understand what you have to fill in. Next, we come to some simple questions and answers to them. Comment vous appelez-vous? We did this earlier. What is your name? Comment vous appelez-vous? That's comment vous appelez-vous? What is your name? Quel âge avez-vous? Quel âge avez-vous? Request you not to think too much about the structure, the grammar structure. Just go with the flow. Quel âge avez-vous is the way you ask your age, ask somebody the age. Quelle est votre nationalité? Quelle est votre nationalité? Nationalité. Quelle est votre nationalité? Vous êtes d'où? Vous êtes d'où? The first two words can almost be like V-O-O-Z-E and the. Vous êtes. Vous êtes d'où? Where are you from? Où habitez-vous? Où habitez-vous? Que faites-vous? Que faites-vous? As I said earlier, do not try getting into the technicalities of making the sentence. Right now, look at what is there on your screen, follow my lectures, and try speaking alike. I repeat, comment vous appelez-vous? Quel âge avez-vous? Quelle est votre nationalité? Vous êtes d'où? Où habitez-vous? Que faites-vous? Just note it's not que. There's a difference between que and que. The French language has a pout when you speak they don't say is different from so each time you have that sound coming, try to make a slight pout. Que faites-vous? What is your profession? Take note of these little bits of advice I have for your pronunciation. Then replies. Quelle est votre nationalité? The answer would be Je suis indien or indienne. I told you there's a masculine and feminine, so if it's a boy, it's a man replying, it would be Je suis indien. If it's a lady replying, it would be Je suis indienne. Je suis indien. If you note, there's again that linking with the last S with the I of indien. So it becomes suis indien, je suis indien, or je suis indienne. J'ai 25 ans. You've done 25, 25, and ans means years. Years. Do you see the link? You often use the word annual for yearly. So all these words, with Latin roots, you will find similarities here and there. So I always tell my students, have informed guesswork. Don't guess out of the blue, but think why this could be what you think it is. So the word annual comes from yearly, and here you have the same word an. J'ai 25 ans, j'ai 30 ans, whatever, j'ai 20 ans. Je viens de. The question was, vous venez d'où? Where do you come from? The answer is, je viens de Bombay, je viens de Chennai, je viens de Kolkata, whatever. And then, quelle est votre profession? Quelle est votre profession? Or, que faites-vous? Que faites-vous? The answer would be, je suis ingénieur, je suis avocat, je suis médecin, or je suis enseignant or enseignante. Now, the first three words, I believe my learners are smart enough to guess what professions they are representing. Ingénieur is engineer, avocat is an advocate, médecin is a doctor, and enseignant is a teacher. Largely a school teacher. For university teachers, we have practically the same word, professeur. At the moment, we shall just do these words before you. ingénieur, ingénieur, avocat, médecin, médecin, and enseignant, enseignant. You know, I have not mentioned it here, but remember, there are a lot of nasal sounds when you're speaking French. Mm. So when I speak, listen very carefully and try to imitate whatever you're hearing. Train your ears to catch the sounds. So when I say things like ingénieur, indien, indienne, there's that nasal sound. If I were to use the Hindi, the Devanagari script, I'd put that bindi on top. Un, médecin, enseignant. Follow carefully. Well, we've tried to give you some basic sentences you would need while introducing yourself. Since this is a lecture on Je me présente, I'm introducing myself. And as you learn new words, new terms related to nationalities and professions, you can use the same sentence structure and prepare fresh sentences on your own. I repeat, for telling your nom and prénom, please get into the habit of breaking down your names and surnames into individual alphabets. Your name is, let's say, Ramesh. I said Ramesh Kumar was an example. So if you were to put it, spell it with individual alphabets, you would say Ramesh Kumar. That's how you break down. So generally, I am very specific about this because when you are in a foreign country, whenever you are telling your names, uh, often the person on the other side has difficulty in understanding what exactly you said. So that's a good way of breaking it down through spellings and clarifying whatever information you have to furnish. There you are done with part one, expression et mots. And then we come down to part two, that's grammaire, grammar. Oh, so here we have countries and nationalities. I have listed the names of countries, several countries. I might have missed out many, but some of the important ones that I considered informing you of. Names of countries and cities, they often change as per language. Like even India is India in English and Bharat in Hindi and in French. So, as per the language, the names of the countries also undergo change, either in the entire name or in the formation where you can make out it is that country, but it will be written in slight different ways. So please note, please look carefully at your slides and follow the explanations that I'm offering. Another important thing, countries and continents in French are always either masculine or feminine. So it would be le Japon, for example. Japan is Japon, so it would be le Japon, but it's la France. France is feminine, so it's la France, but maybe le Pakistan, le Bangladesh, le Japon. So you have to be careful. That is why I've given you this list of names of countries in French, and they are accompanied by relevant definite articles that are attached before them. For example, the first is l'Afrique, that's Africa. And you also have the next word, that is the nationality. If one were to say he or she is African, you would say Africa, and if it's a lady, it's Africaine, with an extra E at the end. You must have heard the name of Algeria. It's a small little country in North Africa, a francophone country. So it's l'Algérie, and the nationality would be Algérien or Algérienne. Algérien or Algérienne, very similar to like what we did Indien and Indienne. Le Maroc, it's again the country Morocco, you could guess. So the nationality would be Marocain and Marocaine. Marocain and Marocaine. Next is Le Senegal. That's again a small little country in West Africa, a very important francophone country. Senegalais and Senegalaise. These are different ways of arranging the names of nationalities. If you're talking about the gentleman, it would be Senegalais, il est Sénégalais, and if it is a lady, elle est Sénégalaise. La Tunisie, again, Tunisia, you know, that's another North African country. Tunisia has nationalities where you say Tunisien et Tunisienne, Tunisien et Tunisienne. Coming to North America, l'Amérique du Nord. Now, when you look at the word, you instinctively know you're talking about America, but the spellings change while you're writing in French. L'Amérique du Nord. You have le Canada, nationality canadien, canadienne, les États-Unis, les États-Unis, américain, américaine, le Mexique, mexicain, mexicaine. Accordingly, you have so many other countries. La Chine, for example, China is feminine, so you have la Chine. Chinois and chinoise, le Japon, japonaise, japonais and japonaise. All these are countries, names of continents. I request you to carefully go through your slides and try repeating them. You can take help from other sources, from books or from podcasts or from the internet, anywhere. Just try to get your pronunciation right from point one. I've given you the names of several countries here, and this is something that you need to remember. There is no other way but to remember. And please understand that at some points, mugging up helps. We generally discourage mugging up because language is not about rote learning. It's not as if you go and mug up all the rules and you learn a language. No, that's not the way anyone learns anything. That's not the right way to learn. But at times, things like spellings, things like whether something is masculine or feminine, these things are habits that you form right from day one, and slowly you'll find they enter your systems and you have imbibed them in ways that it helps you in correct pronunciation, it helps you in writing the correct spelling, it helps you in understanding the language better. So no harm if you're mugging up once in a while. These are the names of the countries. We now go on to some basic words I have for you. The very simple word yes. How do you say yes in French? It's a oui. Oui. Very similar to the word oui, W-E, oui. It's not exactly oui, it's oui. Oui, c'est ça. Oui, that's it. And no is similar to no, not exactly. It's non. Non. N-O-N, non. Then you have voici. Voici is something when you indicate, especially here is the table. Voici la table. Here is the pen. Voici un stylo. And voilà is similar to meaning this, and voila is used as an expression where you are emphasizing the presence of something. So you say, you've been waiting for someone, let's say your friend is supposed to come. Ah, voilà, Pierre, There he is, Pierre, voila. Or you're waiting for the rain since a long time. We're all waiting for the rains, it's hot. And then one day it pours down and you say, voila la pluie. Pluie is the word for rain. So voila has this intense expression of seeing something before you that you've been waiting for since a while. Then there is Ilya. Ilya is also similar in meaning, that is, there is or there are, but it's a quieter way of saying. You just say there are two cats here. Il y a deux chats. There are two dogs. Il y a deux chiens. Chien is the word for dogs. We'll come to that later. But I'm trying to tell you, voila has a lot more emphasis, a lot more exclamation involved, whereas Ilya is a gentler way of saying there is. There is a garden in front of my house. Il y a un jardin devant ma maison. So, you know, it's a statement where you use the word there is, like without getting too intense about it. That is voila. And this is il y a. Il y a. Please note how it's written. IL, there's a gap with Y, there's a gap, then A. Il y a. This does with your section on grammaire, and we approach part 3, Culture, la vie en France. You see there's a separate expression I've used this time, la vie en France. La vie, that means life. Life in France. Culture et civilisation, these are all parts of human lives. How you live, how you interact, how you go about daily lives. So after having done a bit of geography and a bit of monuments and museums, now we'll slowly move on towards more contemporary, more recent happenings, how people live, how they interact, how daily life goes on in France. So c'est culture et la vie en France. La vie en France. Let us take a look at some of the aspects of life in France. Listen carefully and look at the videos. You've got small little videos attached for your convenience that you actually see and hear how natives speak French. You should pick up some words you've done already, but you will also come across some new ones. This video is there for you. The scene is at the airport at the city of Lyon. After seeing the video, you will get an idea of how people greet each other, what gestures are followed in French culture, and other such things you might have learnt before. Observe well, listen well, and try speaking on your own. And observe well everything, the buildings, the people, the way they greet each other. This is all part of your learning French. I always told you it's not grammar and words alone. It's your entire body language. It's your entire, the way you interact and greet. It's all a part of learning a new language. So, allons-y. See the video.
Mais je vous souhaite vraiment à tous un agréable séjour et bienvenue à Lyon. Vous nous allez apporter le soleil parce qu'il fait très très chaud. Donc bienvenue parmi nous.
Je préfère l'appel puisque je pense que ça serait pas plus facile. Oui. Donc Karen Burke.
Bye bye. Bye. Hello. Alors bienvenue à Lyon.
On leur a tous donné déjà. Et Christophe.
Ça va? Ah ouais, bien sûr.
Bonjour, c'est vous. Je regardais la photo.
Elle n'est pas très très bonne.
Et voilà. De l'os, nous avons voilà. Alors 9h30
lundi matin.
Eh bien à bientôt.
À bientôt. Bon week-end.
Merci.
Bon week-end, merci.
Bon, au revoir.
Allez, au revoir.
Bon week-end.
Au revoir Nicolas, je relève.
there is yet another video coming your way. This is the second video in this series where you will find how the names of the continents are pronounced. This is specifically to let you hear how the continents that you've just learned in the earlier slides, how you pronounce them actually.
Aujourd'hui, on va étudier la géographie française. Voici une carte de la France. La surface de la France est comme un hexagone. Si vous regardez, voilà. Au nord, il y a la Belgique, l'Angleterre, la Manche et l'Allemagne. À l'est, il y a la Suisse et aussi l'Italie. Au sud, il y a la mer Méditerranée et les Pyrénées et l'Espagne. À l'ouest, vous avez l'océan Atlantique. En France, il y a beaucoup de fleuves. Voici la Loire. Voici la Seine. Voici la Garonne. Et voici le Rhône. Il y a aussi beaucoup de montagnes en France. Voici les Vosges. Voici le Jura. Voici les Alpes. Il y a aussi le Massif central. Et voilà les Pyrénées. Il y a beaucoup de belles régions françaises. À l'est, il y a l'Alsace et la Lorraine. Au nord, il y a l'Île-de-France avec la ville de Paris. À l'ouest, il y a la Normandie et la Bretagne. Au centre, voici la vallée de la Loire. Il y a aussi la Bourgogne et dans le sud, la Provence, la Côte d'Azur et la Corse.
L'Hexagone, remember, France is also called l'Hexagone. You've already done some geography of France, and in this video you can once again listen to the description of the country, of its neighbors, the rivers and the regions. Listen carefully and repeat as many times as you wish. You will get an idea of the native style of speaking French. There is a list of words here which you might have heard for the first time, so for your convenience, to let you understand the video better, I have attached this list. Please look at that and then watch the video. You shall be able to connect better. Faites attention et écoutez bien. That means pay attention and listen well. Now it's time for a quick recap of all that we have done today. We've done how to furnish information regarding your identity, how you present yourself, what might be the questions you're asked, and how you respond to them. We did some countries, continents, nationalities, and in the last section on culture, we looked at videos and heard native French speakers speak the language that you're learning right now. In coming lectures, let me tell you, we shall have many more such videos for your convenience, so you can watch and actually listen to French people speaking French. That's going to help you greatly. Chers apprenants, there we come to the magic section now, the last one, as I say, saviez-vous? And here I have something interesting for you today. The Festival of Lights, which is called La Fête des Lumières. La Fête des Lumières is celebrated in the city of Lyon around the 8th of December every year. On this day, as per tradition, every house places a candle on the outsides of all the windows, And the festival includes other activities based on light and usually lasts 4 days, with the main day being the 8th of December. There are two main places of celebration within the city of Lyon: the Basilica of Tourbière, lit up in different colors, and Place des Terreaux, with a different light show each year. Some glimpses, some images for your information. This seems so relevant for all of us today because this reminds us of our very own festival of lights, Diwali. So you see, there are parallels, there are cultural parallels between France and India, and how exciting to see that just like us, even they have une fête de lumière, festival of lights. And actually, the story behind this goes to 1643, when Lyon was actually struck by plague. And the municipal councillors promised to pay tributes and thank Mary if the town was spared. What a paradox. We are all struggling with the menace of COVID-19 today. And here you also hear of a similar story almost 450 years ago, 500 years ago, that happened in France. And from there started the Festival of Lights. Of course, our festival, it dates back many, many centuries before this. Diwali has been always present in the Indian culture. But what exciting parallels we have found. And on that note, let us end today's lecture. Think about it, of the many things that we have learned in this lecture today. And well, enjoy our coming together, France and India, till we meet again in the next lecture. À bientôt et merci beaucoup de votre attention. Bonne chance.